Hey, wrestling fans, F and true followers, and members of the YWC. Brian Crazy here with the F and brand of wrestling and entertainment here on YouTube.com. I'm back after a little bit of a hiatus. Saturday into Sunday, we were hit by what has been dubbed Winter Storm Alfred. This is only 2 months after we were hit by Hurricane Irene. Now, we live in Connecticut, and typically we get a lot of snow here. We get, pretty decent rain, whatever have you. But snow is our biggest problem. We get a lot of it, and it's cold. But that comes with living in the Northeast. It is to be expected. But hurricanes are something that happens few and far between. Last time that we had a serious hurricane before the one in August was, close to 20 years before that. So we got hit by this hurricane in August, then we get hit by this winter storm a couple days before Halloween, which is very rare. Typically, we don't have snow in Connecticut until around Thanksgiving time, usually even a little bit later. Last year, it didn't snow until December 26th, the day after Christmas. But whatever have you, we were hit by this storm. Most of Connecticut's electricity was knocked out, close to 1 million customers without power. I was one of them for several days. I was fortunate. I live pretty close to the central business district here in Middletown, Connecticut, and it was re-electrified. Unfortunately, my house came back on. Now, my mother lives in another section of town, and her house didn't come back on for quite some time. It came back on. It went off. There's a lot of problems here. We're a very forested area, but we're an urban forested area. We're probably the most urban forested area in the entire United States, and it creates a lot of issues. Connecticut is known for its beauty. New England is known for its beauty. Trees is what, adds to it here. Trees and mountains, and, nothing's flat here. There's some sort of texture, depth to pretty much everything here. If you haven't been to the Northeast, I'm just trying to describe it a little bit to you. Um, so basically, we were knocked out. Almost close to 1 million customers, 950,000. And like I said, I was one of them. My good buddy JC, who we produced the show together with, was knocked out as well. Now we got some power back. Unfortunately, we haven't had net until yesterday. It went out, came back. Just a complete disaster. The weight on the leaves of the trees. Usually the leaves fall this time of year, but it takes a several-week process for them to start coming off the trees. We get our first frost, and that's when you see a lot of them drop. But a lot of leaves were still on the trees, thus bringing down lots of branches. I mean, there was over 250 state highway roads closed. And I'm not talking about big 4-lane roads. Some of them are just 2-lane, small, town-to-town roads, whatever have you. But over 200 of those were closed. I think the number was closer to 300. There's complete havoc. I mean, in the town I live in, Middletown, we had no power, not a single light for 2 days. There wasn't a gas station, a convenience store, a supermarket, nothing. Unfortunately, all of our stuff went bad. Just complete havoc. It was like we were in a third world country. Our cell phones wouldn't work, nothing. Now, I grew up in the 80s, so I'm used to, we didn't have cell phones. They weren't commonplace. You had to be pretty high up to have a cell phone. And back then, they didn't have the little packs with the wires. I mean, I would have went for one of those even. But, I grew up, my mom still had an 8-track in the car, and, so sort of deal. So, I love my technology, but I could deal without having it. I'm not addicted to technology by any means. There are some people that I'm sure were having an extremely hard time with it. But the thing that really, got to us is there's just no heat. I mean, it's 25 degrees here at night. It's just cold. I got 3 little kids and a wife, and we're sitting here freezing our asses off, And it's just been something else. Now, part of my town's been re-electrified. Still 50% of it is in the dark. All the surrounding communities are still pretty much in the dark. And there's still communities here in Connecticut that have 100% no power. I mean, they have no access to gas, fuel, food, anything like that in their local municipalities. Well, I'm getting a buzz through. I hate to interrupt this video, but I will catch you guys later. Thanks for checking it out.